Hello and welcome to Movies with My Dad, the podcast where I, film critic Tina Kakadelis, take my dad Stratis to the movies. This week we saw Megalopolis, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starring Adam Driver, Aubrey Plaza, and Giancarlo Esposito. Join us on the spoiler-filled car ride home.
All right, Tina.
Okay, as promised, here it is.
Your favorite movie of the year?
Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola. That's all I got.
Well, that's a little condescending.
Thank you so much.
You're saying that. It's a great cinematic master at work here.
You napped through half of it, so first of all.
The director, and he wasn't the writer, the director of The Godfather.
Okay.
Mario Puzo wrote it, right?
Okay.
Although I don't know who did the screenplay.
Okay. Did you like it? Because you slept through half of it, so I don't think you can say you liked it.
Look, I'm a little tired today, so that's probably part of the problem. And it was a long movie.
I can't believe this. I'm going to come out and say
I didn't hate it. I didn't mock it the same way you did and the other young youth in the theater.
Okay. Well, then let's hear you describe the plot of the movie.
So, I don't know it's necessarily a plot.
Great.
It's more of a vibe, as you would say.
Oh, and so when I said that the substance and you got real mad about it.
Right, so this is where I'm turning it around on you.
Okay.
So, there's no doubt, those are the folks right there that were laughing in the theater with you.
You want to pick them up, see what they think?
Give them a ride home?
Give them a ride home, let them
get
air their
opinion.
thoughts out.
So, it really felt like... Okay, where I guess I can go with this. It felt like a liberal arts attempt at understanding the world around you. And the problems of humanity and the direction of the United States. And there's a nice reference to Trump in there.
A real nice one. A real on-the-nose one. Really didn't even go for subtlety here.
Didn't go for subtlety. Although there was a subtle part when he was being elected alderman of Queens. I thought that was cute. You probably didn't catch that. That was the subtle part. I thought they were going to leave it there, and then instead the guy hits... That was Shia LaBeouf, right?
Yes.
He stands on top of a swastika.
He didn't do that. His friend did that, but yes.
That wasn't him on top of it?
You didn't... I mean, more on the nose, the Make Italy Great Again hats, which...
I did not notice that.
Are we in Italy or are we in the United States? Are we in New Rome? No, we're in New Rome.
New Rome, sorry.
Wait, so that's your plot synopsis.
So, it really was take some of Ayn Rand? You know, Fountainhead and all the things you would learn. I felt like I was back at a liberal arts college and trying to understand these books that were given to me to read, and then we'd have to talk about them and then write papers about them. And I always had a hard time with that because I'm a little more pragmatic and literal. But I could understand that others can see more things in, complex thoughts. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you're going to take this movie. It's either going to be relegated to the trash bin.
It already has been.
No, that's now. I'm talking about
in the future?
20 years in the future. This will be elevated to high art because people are going to sit in grad school and pick every frame apart and try to understand the deep symbolic meaning.
No, there's not a chance that this movie is doing that. This was shot like a Lifetime movie.
It was not shot.
It was shot like a Lifetime movie. The plot was a Lifetime movie. Some of their little reveals were so goofy.
Like what?
When John Voight shot her with a crossbow.
What's wrong with that?
That wasn't the goofiest thing you've ever seen.
Everything was symbolic. We didn't get any idea of what this movie is about.
That was your job. And you bailed immediately.
I didn't bail.
You said it was a vibe.
I said it was a vibe.
Liberal arts
but
vibe.
There was a storyline in here of... I will say this. It felt like Rome, if the Roman culture and society permeated all the way to New York City, 500 years later. They did have that sort of sense to it.
But then it didn't, because then he was just also drawing with a Sharpie.
Well, you're going to. I mean,
But
time progressed,
none of it made...
It is in the current
The production design was all over the place. It could not figure out what it wanted to do. It could not figure out if it wanted to be like this modernist take on Rome, like the rise and fall of Rome and its relevancy to the modern world.
Well, to the United States.
Right. Or if it just like wanted to be a little avant-garde, but not fully all the way, like borrowing from Rome. Because when we came in late, not our fault.
Not our fault.
Not our fault. We were supposed to see it tomorrow. AMC was like, we're not showing it tomorrow anymore.
Which we don't know why they gave up on showing it tomorrow.
So then I got a ticket for today at 4:05. And then when I tried to look and see how full our theater was going to be, I noticed that there was no longer a 4:05 showing, and there was a 3:30 showing. And it was 3:50 at this point. And I was like, well, we should just go. Hopefully the trailers will be over. The woman at the desk had no idea what was going on.
No.
So we came in the middle of a party scene.
So I think those first 5 minutes that we must have missed would have made all the difference in the world for you.
I don't know.
Let's go back and watch that right now.
There is a 6 o'clock. Oh, we missed the beginning again. Dang it. No, but the way that they were talking in the beginning felt very Shakespearean until, and then he actually started quoting Shakespeare.
He did actually quote Shakespeare.
But I thought they were going to go like the route of a modern movie with Shakespearean time speaking, and I was going to be on board with that. And then they dropped it pretty immediately.
So,
and the editing
amazing
was
collection
crazy.
of cast members. Aubrey Plaza?
Yes, Aubrey Plaza.
And Adam Driver, right? Love him.
Yeah.
Do we still love him? Is it okay?
Seems like a nice man.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
I love the mayor.
Giancarlo
Is that his name?
Esposito. Yeah.
I just saw him.
He's great.
Last night in Boys. I was watching the
Boys?
AMC. Yeah, The Boys. He's in that. And he's really good.
AMC?
No, Amazon. Sorry. I don't know where I got AMC out of.
We were just at the AMC.
We were just at the AMC.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Tia Shire?
What are you saying?
Oh, you didn't know who she was?
That's Catherine. Catherine Hunter played Giancarlo's wife.
Right.
She's
great.
I'm
talking about Adam Driver's mother.
Mom, which was also weird.
She is Tyler Shire.
Sure.
You don't know? She's from Rocky.
Okay.
She's Rocky's girlfriend.
I don't know if I've seen Rocky.
And in Godfather.
I did not like Godfather.
So I think she goes back with Coppola to Godfather.
Okay.
Who else is in there? Who was the lead woman? I know I've seen her a bunch of places.
I don't think that you have. I don't think I've seen her in anything except for this like vampire movie called The Invitation.
She's not in something else?
Not that I know of off the top of my head.
Her face looks very, very familiar.
Because we saw that vampire commercial a lot.
Okay.
So why did you like it?
I have a soft spot for large-esque concepts. So even if he didn't hit it out of the ballpark, or even
I don't think he even singled
even out of out of the infield, I have to give it to Coppola to attempt this.
Okay, but attempt it, but like get someone to help you.
No,
yeah.
I like the fact the guy's probably 90. He bankrolled this himself, right?
Yeah.
He just wanted to, all these years, he didn't want to listen to studio heads,
he's been doing
other
that for
writers,
forever, though.
Everything else. He just wanted to do the whole enchilada himself.
Okay.
So I applaud that.
I mean, in theory, yeah, but also
it's like I applaud that
help from
crazy
people.
guy that did The Room. Is that what it's called? Right?
Yeah.
That was just a bizarre, weird movie.
Sure.
Right? But, you got to give it to somebody that just throws all their passion into it. Whether it works or not.
I mean, yeah, but then there's also like the stuff about him forcing himself on the extras on set.
Coppola?
Yep. So then that...
So, Francis, do I have to take that away from you now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also like weirdly naming one of the characters after yourself.
Oh. I didn't make that connection.
The dude was named Francis. How many other Francis do you know?
It was Frank, Francis.
Yeah.
There's no Roman connection to Francis. I thought there was with Caesar and all these other folks. I thought maybe there was...
I don't think so.
I don't know my Roman. Greek I can do a little better, but Roman not so much.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone was acting in different movies. Nobody was on the same page. Aubrey Plaza, I thought she was in the campiest movie you've ever seen. Adam Driver is still gunning.
She tried so hard to elevate her performances for this movie. I did see a little interview with her somewhere on Colbert or somebody like that.
Okay.
Where she said she didn't get a lot of direction from Francis. It was just here's what it is, go give it your all. So I think she tried.
Okay, no. And I think she was going for very fun and campy. And I
don't think she was.
Okay, well that's how it came across at some scenes. Other scenes, I think she did a very dramatic performance. But I think part of the main role of being a director is knowing how to work with your actors and knowing how to get the thing that you want out of it. And I don't think he did.
Unless that is what he wanted out of it.
But then it doesn't make any sense unless you are in his brain.
Right. I mean, I have the same problem with Citizen Kane, right? That is considered a grandiose, movie of cinema.
I feel like if you rewatch Citizen Kane, you would be like, it's grandiose. I'm into it. Because if you watch that, you would like Citizen Kane. 100%.
See, I'm much more the Lawrence of Arabia kind of guy.
Again, you say this and you have not watched the Lawrence of Arabia in my lifetime. So
that
31 years.
I have watched it in the last 10 years.
No.
Let's watch it again.
No. You've not watched it in the last 10 years. Absolutely not. No.
How do you know what I do?
I will ask Mom when we get home, and I know that you were wrong.
I've watched bits of it in the last 10 years.
For sure. We've all watched bits of Lawrence of Arabia in the last 10 years. Let's not get dramatic here.
I also did read all of Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead.
Which is why I keep trying to get you to play BioShock.
Wow, we're way off the...
I got nothing.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't see that person in that small corner.
Good. Otherwise known as the road opposite.
Yeah, it's a weird intersection there. Let's move on.
Okay. But I don't know if you can fully say that you enjoyed it because you did nap and snore a few times.
I was tired.
That's fine.
Don't blame me for that.
But I was really gonna grab your attention.
But I woke up and then stayed awake. I go through those little cycles, ups and downs.
For sure. But you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed my experience. Did I think it's a great movie? No. But I think there's so many different ways to watch it. I mean, you could have a drinking game. You could have a critical theory game.
I don't think you could have a critical theory. No, I don't think that it's so pseudo-intellectual that it's...
it's so pseudo-intellectual that it really is intellectual.
No.
That's how intellectual it is.
Oh my God.
See, you're not intellectual. You're not pseudo enough to be intellectual.
What it feels like is what I felt like when I watched One Tree Hill when I was 16 years old. And that was the first time that I had heard all of these authors quoted to me. Because Little Moody, Chad Michael Murray, his little outgoing his voicemail was him reading some George Bernard Shaw quote. And I'd be like, oh my God.
So deep.
Culture is real. It is so deep. This is incredible. That is what I felt like this was.
Very much a liberal arts
If I was
movie.
16, if I was 16 years old, I'd be like, you know what? Society is bad, and we do have to learn from our past to save our future. And maybe Adam Driver's face should glow gold for half the movie.
You didn't appreciate the fact that Adam Driver was building the society of the future with the beautiful city on the hill?
No, because...
I'm a little upset, though, because they took over Central Park to build it. Did you notice that?
No.
It was in the middle of where Central Park would be when they did the pan back on Manhattan.
I wasn't paying that close attention at that point. Was that when I was cackling at the baby? Because that really got me.
That was about the time you were cackling at the baby. But that was an interesting shot, too. Coppola shot that from underneath. They were standing on glass, right? Looking up at them.
Groundbreaking.
I thought it was an interesting looking shot.
No.
Yeah, okay. I did enjoy it. I wouldn't watch it again. But I do have... Sometimes I like those kind of weird visions. Now, I know I make no sense because other movies you talk about,
Exactly.
like The Substance,
Yeah.
I did not enjoy.
None of it makes any sense. I think it really just depends on the day for you.
Yeah.
Like, if we watched The Substance a different day, you could have vibed with it.
I told you, The Substance I would have liked, we're not even on this movie anymore, if
What
it was,
do you have
a
to
lot
say
shorter.
about Megalopolis?
How about the costumes? Did you like the
Costumes were weird. I liked them.
You didn't feel like they were the modern interpretation of Rome? Had Roman society
I
stayed?
liked them, but then in the background of shots, you would just, like, see people in a sweatshirt. And
Well, those were not the high society.
But they didn't want to commit
Oh,
one
you know
way or
what
the
this
other.
movie is?
What?
It's the adult version of Hunger Games. Or the I guess the 20-something version of Hunger Games. Very similar philosophy of the haves and the have-nots.
I'm going to say it, the Hunger Games is better.
You said that.
The Hunger Games is so much better. Like, actually interesting. There was nothing here, like, for you want to talk about, like, this will be explored, but there's nothing to explore. That's why we have nothing to talk about, because there's nothing was happening. And the editing was crazy. There was no real conflicts because they just jumped from one thing to the next. And, like, his building his city, tell me, when did he build that? When did it just suddenly become a city?
Oh, you didn't understand how that worked. Did you not see his material? What was it called?
Megalodon or something.
That was the name of the city itself.
No, Megalopolis.
Oh, yeah, right. So that was the unobtainium of this movie that generates itself and creates energy and fixes things.
But, like,
it literally
in 2
fixed
minutes?
him. When he got shot in the face, it
but
rebuilds his body.
You got the sense that took a while because he got shot when she wasn't showing as pregnant at all. And then the baby came and then he was fixed. So that's like 9 months of it working.
Yes, but
9 months.
But
a city appeared biology. In 2 minutes.
But if you wanted to build a city, it was much quicker.
I don't think that I don't
But
know
now you're
that.
playing the science card on me?
I am.
It's not within
and
world.
And then also, what was the whole thing about, like, the satellite falling from the sky and, like, nuclear waste was going to come, and then we just moved past that in 2 seconds?
Well, we didn't move past it. That's what allowed them to build the city in New York, or in New Rome, right? That satellite hit the city, demolished big square blocks, and that's where...
You don't think there'd be any nuclear fallout that we would be concerned with?
Megalodon, whatever it is, cleaned it up.
Oh my... I think Megalodon is a dinosaur.
I think it's actually Godzilla. Godzilla versus Megalodon, wasn't it?
No, Megalodon is a shark. Isn't Megalodon the big shark? That's the movie The Meg?
I have no idea.
Well, we're no, we're not even.
We can wrap it up. We don't need to go long.
There was nothing
making stuff up here.
I think I would have had fun if I was like 2 Dirty Shirleys in.
I bet to say, wouldn't this be fun as a drinking game? You could come up.
But that's not what he intended with this.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show for a new generation.
And I think it could have been if you cut it down to an hour and a half. Let me add it, and let me make it an hour and a half.
You want to take the editor's cut on
I
it?
think so. Let me do it, because I think I could have had fun if I had 2 Dirty Shirleys, and I was just vibing, and I could talk back to it. Because it was a little goofy at many different points.
So you could do Mystery Science Theater 3000? Was that what it was called?
Yeah. But also, wasn't there incest at some point that they kept referring to, and they just...
Whoa, where was that?
They kept saying the sisters made out with each other, and then with Shia LaBeouf, too.
Oh, yes, between them.
That's
true. I guess that is incest.
I guess.
I always think of that as between parents and a child.
That is...
But I guess it could be between siblings, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Who was the other sibling, by the way?
What do you mean?
The girlfriend of the main character. What's her name?
The girlfriend of the main...
Not the girlfriend, the sister of the main...
Adam Driver didn't
she was
have
a girlfriend.
A sister. You already asked about her.
Yes, but she had a friend that she was clubbing with, and she looked very familiar, too.
Oh, she looked like the girl that played Gilda Radner in Saturday Night, but she's not her.
Oh, yeah, she did look like... Not her.
It's not her.
She did very much look like that, because we just watched that recently.
Okay, what...
Oh, wrapping it up?
Yeah, we're here. What are you rating it out of?
I don't know. What would it be?
There's nothing defining about it.
New Romes. How many new Romes would you give it?
That is weak.
That is weird. It goes
moving
with this.
walkways. Because what was that? His I've done it. I've created the perfect culture in city. It's moving walkways
Straight
that
out
you
of
can
an
find at the airport. That's
Okay.
it. That's what Adam Driver's done.
I'd give it 1.5.
That is lower than I thought, given how much you were talking a big game
All right, maybe
about
I'll give it 2. No, as a general movie for everyone, it's a quarter. But if
I think that's your lowest yet.
Right. If you're willing to experiment and, see a different world and just open your mind, I'd give it 2.
I can't have you rating this higher than The Substance. That is crazy.
Didn't I only give The Substance 1 rating?
1.5.
No, I mean one rating as opposed to multiple ratings.
Yeah, but
See,
still.
if I gave it multiple ratings, I might have been able to change it.
Okay.
All right, and you?
A 1 moving walkway, but a short one.
Oh, wow, you gave it a 1. I gave it a quarter. Oh, that's your overall rating.
My overall. I take everything into account. Okay. Say goodbye.
Bye.
That's it for this week's episode of Movies with My Dad. You can find all of our episodes online at movieswithmydad.com. You can also send us an email at movieswithmydadpod@gmail.com. My dad is desperate to hear from you. You can find me, Tina, on Twitter at Captain Ameripug or letterboxed at Tina_DOCX. You can find my dad at our local Home Depot. Tune in next week when we head back to the movies.